All right, picking this one up on turn 5, and we're going for Egyptian Vulture plus pied Tamarin, which I mean, it makes sense. Egyptian Vulture works with any faint pet, but pied Tamarin probably not the strongest. So here I sell the 2 opossums, and I maybe didn't notice that there was a stilt in the shop as well, so we did lose out on one of the buffs there. And maybe I should have the Weasel get the buff, get the trigger from the Egyptian Vulture to begin with, but instead I'm committing to the Tamarin. Now the update did come out the other day, so this is clearly older footage, but pied Tamarin is one of the pets that just got absolutely destroyed in terms of the artwork. There was a bunch of pets that were recolored, including actually Osprey, which is on the screen as well. I assume because they felt that they were too dull. I'm not entirely sure, but the new version of Tamarin, I mean, some people have remarked that it looks like it's shiny. It's so bright compared to everything else. It looks really bizarre. But I guess in most games, it's not really going to make much difference since I almost never buy pied Tamarin anyway. But here we're also able to run it last. Normally you can't run pied Tamarin last because the trumpets will get spent on the retriever before the Tamarin activates. But here, because we've got the Egyptian Vulture, we can actually put it last. Now, I'm not sure why I moved them here because I do need the Osprey. Okay, we're going to get the cherry on the Weasel to make sure that we have the trumpets for the Tamarin to shoot. And it's actually quite low cost. You know, you're only spending 1 trumpet, and at level 3 we're getting 3 snipes. So it's not going to do a huge amount of damage, but at least we're probably going to get more than 1 trigger from it. Okay, maybe not this time because they have a sea urchin. But we do get the triple shot, and we do kill a baboon at the back. And I think we're going to win, yeah, as a result of the Osprey. It's funny where you can look back at these and see the opponent's names. That person packing down, I played them, you know, every game I was playing against them, and I haven't seen them a lot lately, so that kind of dates this recording. I take the baboon for 1 turn, I'll just get a little bit extra buffs onto the Egyptian Vulture, but we're really looking for some better trumpet output. And you can see the Egyptian Vulture doesn't get to trigger there because their door head amp was so strong. We are actually going to win anyway. I think they only had a 4 squad there, so I maybe got a bit lucky. Take the level on the Vulture. We want the combo to go off as many times as possible, even if it's not very powerful. Now, Pteranodon, I could take it, but it would trigger the Weasel the way we've got the team set up here. And we'll take the Cockatoo to buff the triple faint pet that we have. And I think I'm freezing chocolate because, you know, we're going to need some sort of scaling, and Bird of Paradise is on the horizon. Opposing Tamarin as well. And they're going to copy the Weasel, which is going to give us an easy kill for the Vulture, which kills the flying fish. And another one, although it's not going to be quite enough to kill the wildebeest. The fact that the flying fish was sniped did mean that the wildebeest didn't get to activate there. And I could buy the waffle here, but I guess I'm just looking to replace the cockatoo as soon as possible. Probably should have frozen that waffle there. We do find the chocolate for the level. But without scaling, we're just not going to be able to kill anything going forward. So we're going to have to, if waffle's not good enough, we're going to have to look for a Bird of Paradise pretty soon. We killed the Pteranodon. Not sure it made much difference because there wasn't any space for the wolf to summon extra pigs. But this is the kind of team where you can see that the Tamarin effect can actually work. But there we ran out of trumpets. With the cherry you only get 2, so we're going to end up losing here. Oh no, we're going to tie because we got 1 trumpet at the end. Of course, the Tamarin, you can still summon a dog if all the other trumpets are spent before it gets to the end. That is actually something they have changed in the latest one. There's now a visual cue to show you if you try to summon a unit, summon a second retriever. I'm sure that'll come up in a game sooner or later, and I'll point it out when it does happen. But since we're working with old footage here, we're going to have to wait on that. Another team with nice weak units for us to snipe. And I should mention that the other day someone did request Egyptian Vulture plus Nurse Shark in the comments. And I guess this is the budget version of that. And despite that, we still win. Definitely, yeah, we can take Tomato as well, because that means we can potentially get a trigger from killing the backline unit and level 2 bird. I'm not sure why all this time I haven't bothered leveling up the weasel, but it hasn't hurt my team any. So yeah, we're going to kill the... Oh no, we were going to kill the sea lion, but I ended up moving the pteranodon to the back. So maybe that didn't make sense buying the tomato, but it doesn't matter. We end up killing the pteranodon anyway. All these teams seem surprisingly weak. As you can see there, I'm on 4 hearts and I was facing someone who was only on 1 heart. So maybe this was from a period where there were very few teams in the opposing pool. I'm not sure why that would be. This is only about a month old or something. And the update only came out yesterday, so I gave up on the cockatoo there. We do roll past Pretzel because, of course, we've got a tier 1 in the team and a tier 3, so it's not going to help. But we do find Nyala, and I think I'm going to take it just to make sure we have extra trumpets so we can get as many triggers from the Tamarin as possible. We do move the German Shepherd to the back, so it's going to get sniped, which is nice, although it was quite low attack anyway. And I think moving it also pushed the wolf forwards, so they end up missing out on the monkey there. And the Tamarin's going to kill the beluga. And I think it's going to be another tie. Or are we going to get the... Yeah, we've already summoned the retriever, so the cherry does nothing. I think here I'm changing my mind on the Nyala, and I would rather have Highland Cow. So we're going to sell Nyala, buy, sell Oyster. And probably don't need level 3 bird, but I guess I'm going to go for it anyway. And then we're just rolling for another Nyala, or... Okay, there is Nyala there, but I decided against it. And I'm going to just take it again because we didn't find Highland Cow. Unfortunately, it does leech one of the buffs, but not much you can do about that. Another... Like, this team has Slug at the back. And then we ended up moving the slug. So yeah, that eggplant plus plus tomato combo just didn't really make any sense. And we're going to lose here. I mean, level 3 Cobra, pretty much no chance. And whatever's inside the beluga, probably another slug. Oh no, it's Silver Fox. That's a little bit atypical. So again, I'm selling the Nyala to concentrate buffs, but also to... look for Highland Cow. And once we've got the buffs, we can buy the Oyster. And again, I'm going to freeze Nyala just in case I don't find Highland Cow, which seems like it's never going to appear. Yeah, the Oyster doesn't actually help here. I'm not sure why I did that. Or maybe it's just in case I find the Highland Cow on the next roll. But yeah, I probably should have just saved the Oyster for the next turn there. And this time we do make some... Yeah, we do move Pteranodon to the back, although I think we would have killed the antelope anyway. And the Tamarin snipes are actually killing quite a lot of opposing units. And they have the Nurse Shark snipes, but our scaling is too good. And then there is the Highland Cow finally. So now we can... we don't have our pivot slot anymore, but... I'd definitely rather have the Vulture at the front, since it's our biggest unit. And we only really need a small number of trumpets to actually activate the Tamarin anyway. It's very unlikely the Vulture is going to get more than 2 or 3 kills. And it's not even going to kill the guinea fowl here because we ended up activating the pita bread with the Tamarin. unusual here where we end up sniping the Vaquita at the back, which means they do end up getting the trigger. Sometimes if you end up with the Vaquita at the back, you know, you waste the trumpets, but because everything died at the same time, they got the double trumpets. And we're just gonna spam avocado, just like you would normally for Bird of Paradise. Now, we are getting into the late turns where you are more likely to face the teams that got Bird of Paradise and just went absolutely wild. You know, maybe they had more gold pets. We've only got level 1 Weasel, which, I mean, it's nice having the extra gold, but it's not going to generate multiple triggers on the bird by itself. We need to find the avocados. And it's wolf inside the beluga here, but we do have enough scaling. This run was from a period where I was basically recording every possible combination of Egyptian Vulture plus Faint Pet in Golden Pack. I'm not sure if there are any unusual ones that I've missed out on, but I think this is probably the least sensible. And yeah, this is what I mean. You know, you're more likely to face teams like this where they have all level 3 units. We end up moving the Vaquita to the back, so they're not going to get any benefit from its ability at all because the Golden Retriever is going to jump in, and yeah, our Retriever finishes off the Vaquita, and there we go. There's 10 wins with the Egyptian Vulture Pied Tamarin combo. Now you could probably take that into customs and improve it a little bit with Pineapple, but I quite like using the Golden Pack units in their native environment.